for joining me. It is 4th of July weekend, so it seemed appropriate to have a little bit of fireworks going in the background. Hope you enjoy them. We're going to leave them run like this. I figured it won't interfere too much with the broadcast. Today's sponsor is Kitchen Wise and Closet Wise. Scott over at Kitchen Wise, Closet Wise does a great job. They do kitchen closet or kitchen cabinets, bathroom or bedroom closets. I can't even talk today. Sorry. He did the new house that we bought last year in Moultrie Creek, and it came out great. The important part is Debbie loves it, and you know how it is. Happy wife, happy life. So anyway, we also have other sponsors. Of course, we have Surf to Turf, Magic Stairs, Shade Masters. We have I'll get it out in a second. It's been a busy day. Fur and Away. I can't forget Fur and Away. Eric is a great groomer. Does some great things. This being 4th of July weekend, it's an especially a nice one. Our country has regained the respect of our allies and our friends. Our competitors are cringing at us, and our enemies fear us. And I think that's a good place to be. Let's see what we got for conversations today. We want to talk about villages' health, Muskie. Okay, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. That's obviously a big topic that recently broke. Let's see what else. Is Hooters opening tomorrow? Yes. My understanding is the 7th, which is tomorrow, Hooters will be opening. I don't know what time. Personally, I'm looking forward to it. I love their chicken wings. When you buy chicken wings at Hooters, they're big, they're meaty. It's not like some of these places where you go to where there are these little scrawny, chicken wings. The first and second segments are there's no meat. But of course, I do love the key lime pie that they have. It's awesome. What else do we have here? Let's see. Hello. Hi, everybody. Happy birthday, America. Yep. As Muskie says, yes, please subscribe and like. Leave your comments. When you subscribe, when you like it, it changes the algorithms. It allows YouTube to know, hey, this is popular, and they tend to push it more. They want having. It's how they make their money. More views makes them money. Unfortunately, if you're one of the content providers, unless you got, 1 million subscribers or something like that, and you're doing 100,000 views, they don't pay very well. It is what it is. But it is a great venue, a great avenue to share information. Let's see. Linda E. says, fantastic fireworks, where from? So in the opening sequence, the pre-show sequence, I wondered that myself, and as I watched it, I realized that they weren't real. Years ago, I had a piece of software called Fireworks Construction Set, and it allowed you to make all kinds of great fireworks. The key that made me realize what it was is many of the bursts looked the same, but the other key was the sound. There's always a long lag between the sound and the actual fireworks exploding. And that's just because, 720 miles an hour versus 186,272 miles per second. The difference between the speed of sound and the speed of light. So those weren't real. Now, what you're watching is a compilation of a bunch of different sites. It is real fireworks. This actually came from a 12-hour loop that I downloaded. We're probably not going to watch all 12 hours today, but I love fireworks. I always have. Let's see. Muskie says, I have used and continue to use many of the sponsors. Totally love them. Recommend all of them. Thank you, Muskie. They're great people. I got a call from Shade Masters. Well, actually, I got a text, and he was punking me. He was saying that he was disappointed in the results of the ads. Actually, so I was like, oh, better get to the bottom of this. I called him and talked to him, and he says, oh, no. He says, business has been good. The response has been great. We should have he'll be an episode sponsor here in the weeks to come. But the advertisers, they're, when I pick advertisers, it's got to be something that I would use and that I would recommend. And, pretty much, far and away, Eric does Sully and Lily. Surf to Turf, Tom did my house, inspections, Magic Stairs, I have those installed, and so on. So I think it's really, they're good advertisers. I don't charge them an arm and a leg, but I stand behind the products that they distribute. Let's see. Can you address the elephant in the room, Village's health? Okay. We're going to get to that in a minute. Let me get caught up on the other comments, then we'll circle back to Village's health. Let's see. I had to go without my Linda. Happy wife, happy life. Yeah. Let's see. Happy Go Lucky says, are the newest golf courses south of the Turnpike low enough elevation to accept the same amount of... Oh my gosh. So Happy Go Lucky, I know the video you watched, and once again there was some misinformation. First off, yes, you have to understand everything is built. All the new areas are built for a 100-year flood zone. So not only are the normal levels lower than what you see for the houses, what most people don't realize, in just about every one of the retention ponds, there's a low side, okay? And before it ever crests over and gets towards the houses, it's going to crest the low side and flood the streets, okay? And that's pretty much everywhere. Let me rephrase that. South of 466, I've noticed it. I haven't spent a whole lot of time north of 466 in recent years. So those are going to flood. The other thing is the street drains, okay? That's the next place. Before it crests, it'll start hitting the street drains. And for example, my Moultrie Creek house, the street drain is about 2.5 feet lower in the street than it is to the foundation of the house. So you're going to start flooding the streets. The houses are not going to get flooded. It's just, they're too well designed, too well built. It is not something to worry about. And no, they don't overflow into one of the pits or mines. That's not true. It is all self-contained. What you're seeing right now is they're getting back up to their normal levels. And they're going to try and maintain them here as long as possible. Now, as soon as they get word that a storm is coming, you'll see the sprinklers kick on, and they'll start pumping them down, okay, to give us more capacity. But in the past, they've started pumping them down, and they overpump them because the storms don't live up to their hype. Irma, probably the biggest exception to that. And that was, seven, almost 8 years ago now. Holy mackerel. But yeah, it's nothing to worry about as far as I'm concerned. Let's see. Did you close on the sale of your home? If so, congratulations. You must feel like weight has been lifted off your shoulders. Yes. We closed on Wednesday. We closed on the sale. We got to meet the new owners, Andy and Mandy. Very nice couple from Iowa. They love the house. We couldn't be happier. It was what they were looking for. It was their dream. And honestly, love the house. I am going to miss the house. There was so much about it that I loved. The pool obviously was always a big love, but I spent a lot of time and energy making it our home, and I've done most of those same efforts in the new house. But yeah, I'm going to miss the house. It was home. You got to understand, I grew up in an Air Force family. My wife grew up in an Air Force family. We moved around as kids every 3 or 4 years, sometimes more often. And then I joined the Navy. I was career Navy. My wife and I got married less than 2 years into my naval career, and we moved around. So we were there, I moved into the apartment in November, so 10 and a half years. So that's the longest we'd ever lived anywhere in our lives. But yeah, it does feel good to have that burden lifted. Widening of 301 plans. So yes, widening of 301 is definitely going to happen. That's in the hands of the state. That is not a county project. The state is completely funding it. It has been completely funded. The governor did that last fiscal year. So we are in good shape. It's just a matter of finishing the design, acquiring the right of way. It's just going to take, it's probably going to take about 1.5 years to do the actual build. And my understanding is the first segment, what was going to be I don't even remember what the first segment is now. Yeah, I don't remember, but they're going to do it in 3 segments. They're going to do it from basically Warm Springs North. They're going to do the bypass around Coleman, and then the area south from Industrial Drive all the way down to 470. So let's see. Healthcare down here is worse than third world country. Well, East Coaster, I guess that's just a matter of opinion. I've had really good health care. I've been very, very pleased with the health care I've had. If it's that bad, maybe this isn't the place for you. Let's see. Can you show us a website or app that has recent satellite photos of Eastport area? Google and Apple Maps photos are out of date. Probably the most recent is the county website. Let's go ahead and jump over to that. We're going to go to a web browser. All right. Sumter County. Go over here to interactive maps on Sumter County. Click on OK. And this is the county's website. And let's see if we can't zoom in on Eastport. Central Parkway. So there is Eastport. Close this. And that's, you can see that the hotel here is fully erected. The driving range building is done. Let's see, that's where that church-like structure is. That's not up yet. So this is, a couple of months old. You got to understand, it requires a lot of work to, do these satellite shots like this. If we come up here, yeah, let me turn off some of this stuff. Parcels and addresses. Yeah, you can see here, this is those garden villas that opened up in, what was that, about February? Yeah, thereabouts. So this is within the last 6 months. So this is about as close as you're going to get to being up to date. But that's where I would look if I was looking for an up-to-date map. That's as close as it's going to get. All right. So again, that's, what is that? Sumter County FL.gov is the website, Sumter County website. Let's see. We're here. We made it down. Left the Mastiff at home, though. Well, Victoria, welcome back down to the Villages. I'm glad you're back. So what? Oh. Noah James wants to know what video he's talking about. That would be, oh my gosh, what's Doug's website? I don't remember. Doug he's another one of the drone pilots. He put out a new video this afternoon, and he was raising the questions about, you know, where the water's going to go and things like that. And it's really, again, it's not an issue. Tell us how much you missed Moultrie Creek home while tearing up. So, I mean, right now I'm sitting down here because I'm going to be playing cards this evening. I'm at the Moultrie Creek house. I'm not at the apartment. It's the Hillsborough home that I'm going to miss, actually. Traffic light, Morrison, 44 for the new Walmart. Let's see, so Max and Eddie's mom says, I saw a post where they are putting in a traffic light at Morris and 44 for the new Walmarts. Any thought? I don't know what the plans are for that intersection yet because we're still waiting on the final results of the traffic study. That's not supposed to be ready until October. So I'm not sure where you're hearing that information. When will the soft opening of the new Target happen? I don't know when the soft opening is happening. I was there yesterday shooting some video footage. I believe it's the 17th or something, 17th or 19th they're opening. Eastport Golf Carts is slated for July 21st. Okay, that's cool. I was flying down there this morning, and they got a bunch of golf carts up on the roof. So that's their storage, which is good. See, the health care I've received from the Village's Health has been fantastic. I could have not asked for more. I hope it continues just as good. I'm optimistic about the new ownership. Yeah, I agree. Let's see, what happened with the construction along the Turnpike and Laurel Oak Golf Course? Craig, I don't know what that was all about. It looked like they were working on the aeration system, but again, I'm not sure. I couldn't find out anything. Let's see. When will the hard opening for Target happen? Again, it's like 17th or 19th of August. There's a sign on the door. Okay, so Steve says, pretty sure the maps you showed are identical to the Google Maps. Note them recently, last few months, updated them to show Dabney houses. Was just sand before. Yeah, Google Maps can tend to be a little out of date, I've noticed. Okay, let's tackle the elephant in the room, as somebody had put it, and that is, of course, the Village's Health, the announcement of filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. That's Chapter 11. Okay, that's not one of the other chapters. They're not going out of business. It's a way to protect them from basically hostile takeovers, as I understand it. It's restructuring of debt. So of course I saw some online posts about, oh, you know, they were ripping the government off Medicaid because of some overbilling issues. Yeah. And they self-reported. Self-reported is an important aspect. They said, hey, we discovered a problem, here it is, and they let the government know that they're trying to fix it. As far as the healthcare goes and the buyout by Humana, actually, I hope it goes well, but I don't have a high degree of confidence right now, just because of the difference in attitude Humana is that's the parent company for whatever this other company is. Um, they're an insurance company. They're to make money. I understand that. Villages in it to make money too. But one of the big things with the Villages Health was they limited the number of patients that each physician was assigned. And it was significantly lower. My doctor, Dr. Perez, I've been with him for the last 11 years, absolutely loves it. He has more time for his patients. He has more time for his family. He's not being pushed continuously to see more patients. I've never waited more than a couple of minutes to getting into my appointment. It's never started late. The appointments, Dr. Perez, when I met with him, he took his time. He explained everything. We went over everything. I never felt like he was in a rush to get out of the room like I did with previous doctors. If they increase that patient load, that's going to change. And really, that's the biggest thing that concerns me about this whole thing is what are the patient loads going to be for the doctors? But other than that, the health care I've received from Villages Health has always been great. I'm on TRICARE because I'm military or retired military. I haven't transitioned over to TRICARE for life. Somebody reminded me that's going to happen. I have to do that this year or within the next 9 months because I'm coming up on 65. So, yeah. Again, I don't see it as a big negative on the villages. People try to say, well, the bank and the insurance company. The insurance company was sold off 10 years ago. The bank, this has been a long time in coming, and the reasons I've been told make sense why they're doing the bank. Basically, never mind. I shouldn't talk about it. But it seems like good financial decisions. So I don't see the Villages Health as a big issue. It's always been very successful for the villages. What was the first business they opened down this way? In Eastport, the first business opened was Villages Health. That should show you where the priorities are. All right. Let's move on. Okay. Don, there's a lot of chatter about whether it's Publix or something else in Eastport. Can you straighten up in terms of what we know today? So based on some insights that have been shared with me, Publix is not coming to Eastport. That I don't know who is coming to Eastport, but that was kind of confirmed within the last 2 weeks with the conversation that I had. But Publix is not coming to Eastport. I was mistaken when I said it was. As more information becomes public, I will pass it along. That's the best I can tell you at this point. You have to understand people trust me with information, and I use it as guidance to help me find things. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. What was the next one? Any updates on 470 and the Turnpike overpass construction? No, Craig, no updates. Honestly, I haven't looked into it. It's just not. It's not been on my radar. I've been super swamped the last couple of weeks. The price of Band-Aids is going from $62 each to $95 each. Okay, whatever. TV is protecting themselves from lawsuits. The largest creditor in the U.S. government something like $300 million. Okay, I'm not privy to all the details of what the billing issues were, other than there was some overbilling and why it happened. The fact that they self-reported it to me spoke volumes. Okay. Uh, yeah. So, they're trying to be honest, and I applaud them for that. Let's see. Don't think they. I don't think they take only certain insurance plans, Don. Yeah, they only take certain insurance. I mean, with health, with anything with healthcare, um, insurance is the biggest payer. Very few people actually self-pay for healthcare. What they'd actually find out if they did, they'd probably get away cheaper. But healthcare is expensive. So we have to rely on insurance companies, and they just limit who they go with. There was some issue of this a few years back where they stopped carrying certain healthcare insurance. That's a business decision they make. It's really no different than saying, well, I'm not going to take American Express because they charge 5% transaction fee. I'm only going to take Discover because they only charge 2.5% transaction fee. You're going to take whatever, if you're in business to make money. Let's see. She says East Coaster. Do you live in the Villages? He says yes. Okay. What's the update on your new truck? The 21st is scheduled to be built, the 21st of this month. So another 2 weeks, and they should start building it. It'll take about 2 days to build, and then 2, maybe 3 weeks to get down here. So hopefully first of the month, the new truck will be ready. We'll see. I'll let you know. I'll put out some pictures of it. Let's see. Am I allowed to say anything about my home on your channel? Kevin, I don't have a problem with it. You must be trying to sell your house. Fire away. People can see what you have to write. I'm not going to be harsh on this particular topic. Having sat through 8 months of trying to sell a house, I can feel your pain if that's what you're doing. So, any info on the development just west of Hammock at Finney? All right. Wow. Okay, so it's 22 Chaos 22. No, 22 Chaos 18. If I'm reading, if I'm reading my Roman numerals right, or I don't know. I'm not reading my Roman numerals right because that's not in the right order. But let's see. Hi, Don. Love the channel per usual. Any info on the Villages development just west of Hammock at Finney? Just west of Hammock at Finney is Coleman Ridge, which is a it's targeted as lower income for the houses. And there's also some commercial development scheduled for there. Right now, they're putting in water pipes, water mains, and it looks like they're going from the water tower over to the Governor Rick Scott Industrial Park, which is growing. And of course, north of that is going to be the Monarch Ranch Industrial Park, which has got its first building going in. Let's see. Let's see. Hopefully you sell it quickly, Kevin. Yeah, I hope you do sell it. So yeah, if you want to post something, go ahead and post something in the text. Go for it. It's extremely unusual and speaks highly of the village's health, so to self-report. Most try to hide it and hope the government doesn't find it. I would agree. Let's see, Mike B says, Don, there's a lot of chatter, whether it's Publix or something else going to Eastport. We just went through that. Yeah, it's not going to be Publix going into Eastport, from what I understand. Let's see. Happy-go-lucky. Is the water irrigation sewer management of a for-profit business for the developer, or is it run by some other utility entity? It is owned by the developer, Okay, they have to follow state laws, uh, being a utility company. So their rates are controlled by the states, but they do own it. That's the Gibson utility wastewater treatment plant and the Gibson water system. They put it in. They build it. That's really why there's some of the impact fees that normally you would have don't exist. Okay, so all the new area is being serviced by the Gibson wastewater treatment facility, and that's the one over by Fire Station 48. It's not going into Wildwood. Okay, it's not part of the problem Wildwood's having, which is why they have to build this $50 million or $150 million sewage treatment plant. The villages provides the water and utility and stormwater, wastewater facilities of all themselves. Stormwater is run by the CDD. All right. Harding, okay. Kevin's selling his house over in Buttonwood, nice area. I'm so happy it's not Publix. Do you have any idea will they start building when they will start building the grocery store? TV put out a video saying the hotel will not open until early next year. Yeah, I saw that video too, Tammy, about the hotel not opening till early next year. I was surprised. I figured it would open late this year. But it's a big building. It's I think it's 200 rooms, so there's a lot of work being done. They're building another hotel also right next to the high school, the Middleton Hotel. So part of the vision for the high school is it's going to be a mecca for high school sports in the state because they have some of the finest facilities in the state. And so to support that, the hotel is a part of the overhaul plan, and the fact that the Eastport Hotel is also very close. That gives them, basically 2 hotels, lots of capacity for these athletic events. I think it's great. Yeah, as far as not being Publix is pricey. I will admit that, but the quality is good. I've never been disappointed with the quality of what I've gotten from Publix. I love their bakery. They have a lot of good stuff in their bakery. They have tiramisu now, which I'm a coffee fanatic, a chocoholic, so tiramisu is right up my alley. It was my death on the cruise because I think I had it every meal, every every evening after dinner. I love tiramisu. What can I say? All right, we are at the half hour. It's time for me to take a stretch and for us to hear from our sponsor, which this show is, of course, Kitchen Wise and Closet Wise.
We know when people move into their homes, especially in Florida, we're limited for storage space. So what we do is we come in and help create storage space by maximizing what is currently available in their kitchens and their closets and other rooms. So a few of the things that we really pride ourselves on is communication with the customer, and our attention to detail is second to none. If you're looking to transform your kitchen, closet, or any other space in your home, give us a call or check out our website to book an appointment.
All right, I'm back. Felt good to stretch my legs and my back. Tim S. says we should all be thankful that Governor DeSantis is working diligently to eliminate property tax. Well, I will tell you, Tim, just because you don't pay property tax doesn't mean you're not going to be paying for the services. There's just going to be there's going to be different taxes. Honestly, getting rid of the property tax is, in my opinion, as someone who has to understand the budgets and work with the budgets, let me put it to you this way. How would you like the federal government, Washington, to be the ones governing how we take care of different aspects of Sumter County. To me, that's a losing deal. They can't handle what they have right now. Tallahassee is no better. You know, this is another one of those promises like, let's get rid of student loans, okay? The services have to be paid for somehow. And if we eliminate the property tax, it's just going to be taxed someplace else. You know, people try and say, well, I'm paying rent to the county to own my property. No, you're not paying rent for that. You live in this county, you receive services from this county, and this is the avenue that was chosen to pay for those services, is through a property tax. If you rent, you still pay property tax, okay? Because the landlord has to pay that property tax. They just roll it into your rent. Businesses don't pay taxes, okay? They collect them. So, you know, if a business has to pay property tax, they're passing it on to their customers. That's just the way things work. The only people that pay taxes are us, the consumer, the individual. So, you know, but eliminating property tax, I feel, will be huge, huge problems. Again, the money's got to come from someplace. For the county, that property tax represents half of our revenue. You know, how do we replace that? What services do we get rid of? Let's shut down the libraries. Let's shut down a whole bunch of things, because that's what we're looking at. All right. I mean, normally I side with the governor on this, but I don't, not on this one. On most things I side with the governor, but not on this one. I'm sorry. It would be nice if a fresh market would come to the villages. Well, there is a fresh market in the villages. It's all the way up on 466. It's right in front of the new Costco, which is opening, what, the 7th of next month, something like that, the 5th or the 7th, like of that. So yeah, it's getting close. I was up there yesterday shooting video of it. I use Kroger to deliver. Magnolia Plaza is so hard to find a parking at times. Yeah, at times it is. I go there, you know, when I'm coming down from the apartment. I always call and find out what Debbie needs, and I stop, and I generally don't have problems finding a parking spot. Your Hooters is about to open. Yep. Fresh Market in Eastport would be great. I would agree. The problem is, I would spend a fortune there because I really like their meats. They have a great meat selection, and same thing with their bakery. Some of the other stuff, it doesn't faze me either way. Buy one, get ones at Winn-Dixie. Yeah, Winn-Dixie, though, I don't know what's going to happen with that. You know, there's still one open over in Pinellas Park, or Pinellas Shopping Plaza, but who knows how much longer that's going to be. Let's see. The strip mall on Bingham has been a really slow build. Looks like the outside is done. Only 6 months until a new nail salon and mattress store open. Hey, Don, don't forget, we got to get a hearing aid store in there too. You know, then we have the trifecta. Okay. Any idea Olympia Rec Center will be opening? Will it be the end of the month or longer? No, not the end of this month. My understanding is they're talking, you know, late in the year, so probably September, October timeframe. There's a lot going on in that area. Let's see. Eliminating property tax is pandering to voters who don't understand how services are paid for. Yeah, it'll probably bankrupt the county. You're right. People. If property taxes disappear, control is over. You get what you pay for. You're right. You know, I think, okay, I got to say it because, just because I happen to be one. I think the county commissioners that we have right now are very attentive to the needs of the public. And, you know, it's a very difficult job balancing the needs, because we also have to follow the law. Some people don't understand that, but we don't have the options of doing behind-the-scene deals. We have to follow Florida sunshine laws, which means that if I'm going to talk to Commissioner Bogue or Commissioner Bilardello or Commissioner Butterfield about county business, it has to be in an open public forum. Okay, that doesn't apply to Tallahassee. They do backroom deals on stuff all the time. Yeah, I don't see it as a good thing. I really don't. Let's see. Happy Go Lucky says, do you think the developer, younger family members plan to continue involvement in the expansion of villages, or do you think there's any chance of we winding down with selling assets? You know, I don't think so. They have shown, you know, the current generation running it is third generation, which is Mark and Tracy and Jennifer, and they seem to be really good business people, and they seem very, very dedicated to this community. Obviously, their children and I guess some of their grandchildren now are working within the company, and I think they're instilling that same pride and that same priority in future generations, from what I've seen. I don't think we have anything to worry about. Chase is coming to Middleton. Do you know where? I haven't heard Chase coming to Middleton. Wow, I'm trying to think where they put it. I mean, obviously, there's still a lot of commercial properties that aren't, that haven't been announced. They have announced a huge number of commercial properties. And in fact, in video 158, I do a walk around of Middleton, showing you each of the businesses that are going in there, where they're going. But I don't know where Chase is going. Could be in that new area just north of Fire Station 48. It looks like they got 4 places, perfect for banks. Let's see. Property taxes, essential services. Yeah, okay. All right. So let's see. Henry says, just a shout out from a retired Marine. Done a superb job. Have measured and through a voice. Love even killed nature. Semper Fidelis. Hey, thank you, Hank. That means a lot. You know, guys in the military poke fun at the other branches. You know, I mean, normally I would say he's a Marine. Oh, you know what the Navy considers Marines? Cargo. That's what the Gator Navy says. They call it cargo because, but I have nothing but respect for everybody in the Marine Corps and the other branches of the service. Even the shallow water sailors in the Coast Guard. You know, coasties all have to be 6 feet tall or taller. That's so if the boat sinks, they can walk to shore. Sorry, Navy joke. But anyway, let's see. Again, I got nothing against any of the branches of service. I grew up in an Air Force family. I have many friends who are Army, Marines, Air Force. It's a different way of life than most people choose. Trader Joe's coming. Yep. That would be make a lot of people happy. Tim says, I voted for governor and support Governor DeSantis. I do too. But again, I think he's wrong in this case. Hilarious. Love our taxi cabs. Okay. Not sure what taxi cabs you're talking about. Oh, never mind. I get it now. Yes. Yes. Love the taxi cabs. Yes. We're good bus drivers in the Navy, right? Actually, I was on submarines for 20 years. And we only had Marines come down a few times on the ship, mainly when we were handling weapons. And it was funny watching them. You could see that they were uncomfortable being in this, 42-foot wide sewer pipe that we called home. They didn't like it. They felt it was cramped. Wow. Let's see. What else? We are not low on promotion, but let's see, we are not low information voters because we may not agree with you about property tax issue. It's a proposal. They are studying the issue. It may or may not work, but let's not be so close-minded. Noah, you're absolutely right. They haven't, unfortunately, the information that's been put out so far is pretty much a vacuum. They say, oh, we want to get rid of property tax, but they haven't said how they're going to pay for it, how the services that counties have to pay for it are. They've said that there are financially constrained counties that they're going to support, and it's supposedly $300 million. Okay, yeah, that's $300 million. Is probably a drop in a bucket in the county's property, or in the state property taxes. Sumter County is not one of those counties. Basically, 55%, I think it is, of our county budget comes from property taxes. Let's see. But yeah, I'm interested to see where it comes. What I'm afraid of, though, is that it's going to be pie in the sky. It's going to get on the ballot, and it's going to get approved because people don't understand all that is involved. With hurricane season here, is there a list of evacuation centers in the villages? There is no evacuation centers in the villages. They are so the fairgrounds is one of the evacuation centers. The building there in Millennium Park in Wildwood is another one. A couple of the schools, I don't remember them off the top of my head. I got them. I have a list of them on my desk in my office. But honestly, the homes that are built in the villages are not really at high risk. Most of the evacuation that we deal with in Sumter County is due to the low water areas in some of the counties. So along the western border of the county where Lake Panasoffkee is, where the Withlacoochee River flows by. The Withlacoochee previously has flooded, and that put a lot of people like down in Crimacoochee out. So, that's where the county has most of its issues with needing the evacuation centers, not in the villages area. Let's see. DeSantis vetoed the study. Unfortunately, no, he did. So there's a part in the budget that requires them to have a proposal. I believe it was by November 1st. They've got to have something. So, yeah. Let's see. The sheriff's office tells villagers to shelter in place, meaning our homes, due to how well built, constructed, and floodwater management. Yeah. So, people say, why can't we use the rec centers? Because the rec centers aren't built. They're not hardened. They don't have the facilities necessary to make it a shelter. And that includes backup generators, adequate restroom facilities and kitchen facilities and things like that. It's just they're not designed for it. So they they have just added new fencing to portions of Eastport. Do you think they are planning on opening a portion of it while working on other portions of it? I don't know. Unfortunately, I am not in the inner circle on that particular issue. I have to go digging for information. I saw the new fencing they put up specifically at the south end, just north of the bank and Villages Health, to keep people out. I know that they had a problem with people going in there, and that was part of the problem. Not much else there's not much else to say about that. We'll see. They'll know when things happen. They're going to announce it. It's going to be a big deal. Please hit the thumbs up button. Yes, thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it. Arthur says hello. Arthur's a friend of mine, lives over in Newell or Lake Denham. I don't remember which one it is, but it lives down in the Lake County area there. Great supporter. All right. So, wow. Where are we at? Look at this. It's already 10 minutes to 4. Holy mackerel. I hope you guys have liked the fireworks. This was a great loop. As you can tell, I kind of had to green screen it a little bit. It was challenging. I had to find some stuff for my software. So, like if you look around the edge of my head, if I move too fast, you'll see the green screen changing. So yeah. Oh, wow. So what else is going on? I mean, it's been a busy week. Obviously, lots of rain. Holy mackerel! Just unbelievable how much rain we've had in the last week. I was out shooting today, flying around, and about noon, it started raining again. And then I realized, oh yeah, last night I picked up new windshield wipers for my wife's car. And I was in my wife's car because I don't have a truck right now. And it doesn't make sense to carry the drone too often on the motorcycle. But I hadn't changed out the windshield wipers, so I was changing those out in the rain. That was fun. Let's see. How will the $4 billion school voucher program affect Villages Charter School, if at all? Governor DeSantis mentioned the Villages Charter School. So I was there for the budget signing at the Rohan Rec Center. One of the nice advantages of being a county commissioner, you get invited to some of these things. So the charter school is funded by a 501c3 for its operating cost and maintenance cost. The only thing that's not covered is the teachers' wages and the administrators' wages. Those come through the same avenue as the county schools. Okay, they get the same amount per student. Other than that, the developer had created a 501c3, and that's where the majority of the funding comes from for the schools or for the operation of the schools. The charter school in the Villages is definitely a unique animal with their mandate of parental involvement. It's huge. It really does make a big difference. Anyway, so I don't know how I don't think it's going to impact them. I honestly don't. Because part of what the charter school is with the charter school, there's always some sort of criteria for being a student there. And for the Villages Charter School, it's one of the parents has to work for either the Villages developer, the district government, or one of the resident merchants. So there's a whole bunch of criteria. It's all on the Villages Charter School website. If you don't meet those criteria, you don't go to school there. And unfortunately, one of the things that can happen is, let's say somebody loses their job or quits their job working for let's say the district government. At the end of that semester, the child is no longer eligible to attend school. That's a huge benefit that they get, and it keeps a lot of people in jobs. The parents of these kids are very dedicated to their children and want them to get a good education, and they're getting it at the charter school. And so in order to do that, they'll stick with their job. It has a benefit to the merchants because it keeps turnover lower. So it's a win-win for everybody: the kids, the parents, the merchants that are involved. Let's see. Watching the fireworks while you speak was fun. Thank you for a beautiful display. Happy 4th of July weekend, everyone. Yep. Curious on your thoughts of the sinkhole insurance and lightning rods in Villages. wife and I bought a home in Villages, coming full-time in September. So, sinkhole insurance. When I moved here 11 years ago, I checked on sinkhole insurance, and they said it was going to be $106 a year for sinkhole insurance for a $300,000+ home. That told me that they didn't see it as a huge risk. And we live in Florida. Florida has lots of sinkholes. There's sinkholes happen all over the country. It's just the reality of life. I think it's a small risk. I don't have sinkhole coverage. Didn't have it on either house. Don't see the value in it. As far as lightning rods, if you think a lightning rod is going to stop from destroying your computers and your TVs and all your appliances in your house, you're mistaken. The idea behind the lightning rod is it gives the lightning a quicker path to ground to discharge through, instead of going through the moisture in the timbers or the 2x4s of your house. So it does help, but you always hear about, well, what's the chance of getting struck by lightning? It's pretty slim. Yes, we do live in one of the lightning capitals of the world. Welcome to Florida. It's the price we pay. And yes, occasionally we do have homes get hit by lightning. I guess one happened day before yesterday. A house got hit by lightning. It happens all over the state all the time. You don't hear about it all over the state because, honestly, let me put it this way. We have a lot of people with a lot of time on their hands, and social media gets a lot more traffic here than in most places. So, I haven't seen a need for lightning rods, and there's not a whole lot of people that do have them. There are a few, and they tend to come in clusters. Somebody will get one, and then their neighbors will get some, and then it fades out. But anyway, let's see. Okay. Again, congratulations on coming here full-time in September. So I live in an apartment complex. I have an apartment in my district since I have sold my house. That is where I live. I do spend time with my wife as much as I can, but my residence is my apartment. Yeah. And I have to listen to kids stomping all the time because I'm on the second floor and I get people on the third floor above me. But I look forward to my term being over when I can move into my house permanently. Let's see. All right. Chuck wants to know, hello, who pays for the tons of concrete that have been used filling the sinkholes on the new executive course just over the Bexley Bridge? Is it the developer, CDD, amenity? So that golf course, if that's what it was, a sinkhole, I don't know. Again, I haven't been able to validate any of that. But that golf course is owned by the developer. It is their responsibility. Any maintenance costs are theirs alone. It doesn't come from the CDD because the CDD doesn't own that property. It is owned by the developer. As far as the amenity fee goes, the developer collects an amenity fee, okay, and they pay for their expenses in the amenity fees that they collect. So where do they own right now? They own CDD 14, 15, and 16. Obviously, there's no homes yet in 16. But so in 14 and 15, which is the Lake County section on the east side of the turnpike, which is Dabney, Lake Denham, and Newell, they own the amenities there. and they own the amenities south of Monarch Grove. Okay, anything happens in there, it's theirs to pay for. Out of the amenity fees they collect, they write checks for various services provided by the district government. So the recreation staff, prime example, they pay the recreation department for that staffing. It makes more sense to do it that way. It gives the amenities much more continuity. If they need additional bodies someplace else, they can take them from down in the south end. If they have a big event coming up, they can bring bodies from the north end down into the new area. It's all there. But the developer, Chuck, is the one paying for any concrete that would have to go in there. Let's see. Don says, every insurance policy in Florida has sinkhole coverage for catastrophic sinkhole makes the home uninhabitable. Additionally, sinkhole coverage is for other damages available, but fairly expensive. Yep. That much I did know. There is catastrophic ground failure, whatever they call it. I'm not an insurance expert, but I read my policy, and I wonder why I'm paying for it sometimes. Let's see. Persky says, East Coaster, have you been to a third world country? I was in ICU at Spanish Plains in March and had an excellent experience. All department staff, etc., recently required by UF Health, and now a C rating. Yeah, so I've been to that emergency room myself. Once for kidney stones. Once I was cutting open a box with a treadmill for my wife, and my knife stopped moving as it entered my leg. That was not fun. So, I got some stitches on that, but it is what it is. Honestly, when my mom was living and she was with us, she had to go to the emergency room a few times, and that was when she went to what's now, what do they call it, Spanish Plains, the village's hospital at the time. This was back in 2019 and 2020. My mom was living with us before she passed. Great care. I can't say the same thing for the Leesburg Hospital. When she was transferred there, she was there for a while. When we went to pick her up to bring her home, she had a catheter, and we had no guidance, no instructions, no nothing. They didn't fill the prescriptions. They didn't send the prescriptions in. The discharge process was absolutely horrid. Absolutely horrid. And I was really disappointed in that. But hey, that's now ancient history. We deal with things as they come. So one thing I wanted to talk about, the 20th, the show coming up on July 20th, so 2 weeks from now. It's going to be a live show in one of the rec centers. I've applied to have a room at Saluki. I promise you it will be much better than the last time we tried to do this in Saluki, because I know what not to touch on my software. I screwed it up last time, so show 33 was a complete abomination. But we are doing a fundraiser in that show. As many of you may know, for the last, it's been 8, 9, maybe 10 years now, I've been providing Thanksgiving dinner. It initially started for Fire Station 45, and a few years ago, we do all of the fire stations in the villages now. I have coordinators that help me at doing this. Each one takes a fire station. So we're trying to raise money for this effort. The money goes to buy things like soda and the turkeys and a few other items for the firefighters. The rest of the food, the residents donate. I'll put out more about this next week. But it's going to be a 2-hour show because I've got some guests that are going to be there also. Mr. Kenny Blocker, the district manager, he's going to be there. As I understand it, the assistant city manager for the city of Wildwood is going to be there. And I'm still waiting to hear from someone at the county if I can get one of their representatives to be there to talk about the different taxes and fees that are coming, because we are in the middle of budget season. The property appraiser just released his numbers last week for what the property values are so we can determine what the millage rate is. I'm asking someone from the county who is not a county commissioner to discuss these things, so I don't have to discuss them and I don't have to run afoul of sunshine laws, because I don't know who else is watching. So, by the way, along with this fundraiser, I do the villages fire departments, VPSD fire stations. We have 2 new ones this year, so I'm looking for some additional coordinators. But Commissioner Jeff Bogue, who is the commissioner who has the southern part of the county, he provides Thanksgiving dinner for Sumter County Fire EMS services. He's been doing that for a couple of years now. He's a part of this effort. So we're raising money for both. And there's a third one. Commissioner Bilardello, Andy Bilardello, he has another part of the county. He does Turkeys from Heaven. He provides turkeys to the underprivileged families here in Sumter County. So the 3 of us it's going to be a combined fundraising effort. More information will be coming out within the next week. So it should be a good time. You're invited to come down. We're going to have some food. I have some of my sponsors are going to be there. You can talk to them if you're looking for some of the services. I've already talked to Scott over at Kitchen Wise, Closet Wise. He's going to be there. And he's going to help support with, we're going to have some sweets and some sodas and some water. So when you come there, you can ask your questions live. There'll be a live microphone. So you can ask me, you can ask my 3 guests. We'll also obviously still be doing the questions. If you have questions that you want to ask, send them to me an email. That way, I got my Sully coming in here to say hello. He's telling me it's time to get off the radio or off the computer. So it should be a good time. Hopefully, the fundraiser will raise plenty of money. And this effort continues all the way through to Thanksgiving. Again, I've been doing this every year for the last, 8, 9, 10 years. I got to go back and figure it out when it was I started. But it's a good time to really reach out to our firefighters and some of the families in need here in Sumter County. So look for more details on that. But again, hopefully it's Saluki Recreation Center. I'm waiting to hear back from the rec department on Monday on the reservations that I've applied for. And it's going to be 2 hours from 3 until 5. We'll be on the air because I expect lots of questions because it is a big topic. And also we'll be there an hour early so you can come, you can mingle, we'll be able to talk and go from there. Again, I look forward to this. This is always a great time. Thank you, Victoria. We appreciate the donation. It helps. The money that we raise will go to the various entities. Anyway, let's see. People in the Villages Hospital are wonderful. Are you looking for a home? Thanks, Mushki. We need to sell before we buy. I understand how that goes. Victoria says, yes, just looking at different options so we're ready for when it comes time to live here permanently. Yeah. She's got this massive Mastiff dog. He's huge. She showed me pictures of it when we had lunch together. And big boy. He's a pretty boy, though. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Squids. Okay. Great. As I said, a little bit of animosity, not animosity, but poking fun between the service branches. let's see. Arthur says, yeah, Arthur has helped out with the firefighters. Muskie, she's one of my station coordinators. And let's see, very nice. Should be the 20th. Yeah. So, there's going to be some GoFundMe pages put up for the different entities that we're collecting money for. And of course, it'd be a great time to meet and mingle. I look forward to it. So I look forward to seeing you there. So it is already 10 after. We're going to call it a day. Sully came in here just a few minutes ago, nudging my hand. I think he's trying to tell me it's time to get off the computer. So with that, folks, thank you all for joining in. We had a great turnout today. It reached up to about 190 people watching while we're live. Lots of good questions. Obviously this whole thing with taxes is going to be interesting. The village's health, we're going to see how that whole issue develops. Until next time, though, enjoy life. We live in a beautiful country. It's a wonderful country. Our freedoms should be cherished. Again, enjoy life, live it to its fullest, and we're going to see you next week. Thanks, everyone. I'm out of here.
We all know when people move into their homes, especially in Florida, we're limited for storage space. So what we do is we come in and help create storage space by maximizing what is currently available in their kitchens and their closets and other rooms. So a few of the things that we really pride ourselves on is communication with the customer, and our attention to detail is second to none. If you're looking to transform your kitchen, closet, or any other space in your home, give us a call or check out our website to book an appointment.